Yeah, I mean, look, I'm looking at this fight, and I like Gamrot. I just don't see anywhere he can win this fight. I don't think he can hold him down for 5 rounds.
Oh, you're that sure that Charles wins?
Yeah, I believe Charles is going to win this. And I think I agree with you. I think either he knocks him out or he submits him. I think that Gamrot's going to leave his neck in the wrong spot. And as he has to wrestle more and he has to try to hold Charles down more and all of those things, I think that Charles is going to be able to get the finish. Whether it's submission-wise, whether it's a knockout, whatever it is. Charles is just so relaxed out there. You know, for 5 rounds, he can fight hard. He's durable. Like, you know, I know his chin's a little sus now, but to be honest, like, Gamrot hasn't fought someone of this caliber. He's fought top guys. He's fought some good guys. But Charles is just a different level.
Mate, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to lean towards Oliveira. I think his kickboxing can give Gamrot problems, but not to mention Charles works extremely well off his back. He's so dangerous with that. So I think that nullifies Gamrot's mixing of the levels, which means it's going to be, if we're looking at it in pure kickboxing, in a pure kickboxing sense, Oliveira, I think, has the cleaner strikes.
I was thinking, we talked about how it was interesting that Charles didn't want to take this fight at first. And that spoke a lot to me, and is what is kind of going to sway my decision. Even though it's on short notice, I'm going to go with Gamrot getting the W on this one. I just think his level of hunger, and I got to see him when we were in Paris, I believe he was there as like maybe a teammate or a guest fighter, I can't remember. He's a brick shit house, dude. I like gave him like a bro hug and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I know I'm a little skinnier these days and everything, but he's a monster.
I'm not happy about the situation.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. Maybe I will cheer against Charles.
That's kind of a win-win situation if you look at it in a positive way. You're like, either the superstar Brazilian wins or your teammate wins.
No, I think I'm gonna cheer for my teammate. That's the problem. I will have like 20,000 people watching me.
That is a lose-lose then.
That's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
Because, man, Charles is such a fucking legend.
I know.
But in the end of the day, for me, it's better for Mateusz to win because Mateusz is my teammate.
Yeah.
So I'm not in a good situation.
For sure. That makes sense.
Imagine Charles knock Mateusz out and I'm not going to be like, pô, atenção. I'm going to be like...
Right.
And then people, you fucking jealous. They're going to say that.
See, that could happen. You know?
Like I said, I always try to be honest.
Yeah.
What I think, if I could bet, I would go with Charles.
For Gamrot, he's very good at utilizing his striking to get to clinches, putting you on your back, controlling you, and winning rounds. Oliveira has a ton of experience. Now, that could be good and bad. Does he have too much experience where now, too many miles have accrued and, the engine needs a replacement? I don't know. I think Oliveira still has the skills, however. He is extremely dangerous on the feet. I think he can knock out Gamrot on the feet. I also think he could submit Gamrot on the ground. I think he's that good. I've gone back and forth on this. However, I have to be honest here, my bias won't let me pick against Oliveira here. I like Oliveira. I like his exciting style. I think he's got to be more aggressive and look for a submission here. If he tries to win rounds against Gamrot, I don't think that's going to be the right approach.
With Gamrot, all right, Gamrot's going to come out here. He's going to wrestle you. He's going to try to grapple you. So I think you come out with the same game plan as Pereira. You step on the gas right away. You get Gamrot going backwards right away. You get in his face, your knees up the middle are good, your front kicks are good. We saw him get hurt against Hooker. We saw him get a little bit tired from the striking, from having to move backwards. He shoots low double legs, he shoots low single legs. He does that little slide by double leg. So I think the neck will be there. I think it's for 5 rounds, he's taking a short notice. He will get tired. But if he's just laying on top of you and you're allowing it, he's not gonna get tired. Your striking's good, it's way better. You have a knockout power. If you get him on his back foot, get him against the cage, I think you can get a finisher. For me, I'm picking Oliveira in this one.
It's a good fight, and to be honest, I don't know who is gonna win because Oliveira got knocked out a few months ago, like 3-4 months ago, and his chin is not there for sure. And Gamrot, he's going from the like a 3 weeks notice, and maybe he's not in good shape as well. So it's like 50-50 fight.
You know what's gonna happen? Charles Oliveira is gonna win.
who has fought
This guy,
Ilia Topuria.
see. Go on the mic. Go on the mic.
Ilia Topuria, come on.
Different level. Every guy that has fought Ilia Topuria has won their next fight.
For sure. I don't think it's gonna be by decision. I think it's gonna be a finish. But even in a decision, I think Charles can win. The easiest way for Charles to win is to defend the takedown and beat the guy up on the feet and keep defending the takedown. Just kind of like similar Benil did. But I think Charles is just more powerful. The hands more powerful.
Dude, Mateusz Gamrot legit has a win over Arman, bro. I remember watching that fight, and I became a fan of that fight, but in particularly in that fight with Gamrot, because he was losing that fight, bro. And at the 2.5 minute mark, he really started to kind of pick up the fight. He was pretty much down 2 rounds, getting ready to go, beat down 3 rounds to 0, and he come back and he wins. Mateusz Gamrot is a better competitor than he is a fighter, bro. Like, this dude knows how to compete, and he will fight a guy like Charles Oliveira accordingly, man. He comes from the sport of wrestling, where he's gonna do a little bit of the same thing that Arman did: take him down, control the inside tie him up, slow him down, keep him on his back. He's gonna have to, man. Stylistically, I don't like this fight for Charles Oliveira. I really don't, but if anybody can get it done, it is Charles. But I just feel like stylistically, this is a bad matchup for Charles.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still not happy that he's fighting that back-to-back soon. That's my biggest thing about that. I think the opponent, Gamrot, he'll be tough. I know he's taking on short notice, but I saw that he was already in training camp, essentially. Like, he got it when he was at American Top Team, I believe. I just don't like the fact that Charles Oliveira is fighting so soon. He's not fighting a dangerous striker who has a lot of power in his hands, but he's fighting someone who's well-rounded. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Gamrot can't hurt him, right? But I think Fiziev tends to stay on the feet and throws more combinations than Gamrot.
I don't know. He's not notorious for having a great takedown defense, so Gamrot's going to get some takedowns. Charles is a crazy finisher, but I've always been impressed with Gamrot and his wrestling, scrambling, and jiu-jitsu game. I think it's a tough fight for Charles, if I'm being honest. It's one of those trap fights where I could see Charles kind of being grounded for 5 rounds and kind of just exhausted and out-scrambled. And, Charles is a opportunistic grappler. He's not if he gets on top, he's finishing anybody. But from his back, he's opportunistic. He finds things, and Gamrot doesn't give up a lot.
It's a difficult. I would say it's a puzzling matchup, but I do think Charles Oliveira absolutely has the ability to win this fight, 100%. I believe that because Charles Oliveira is a pressure fighter. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna force you to make those mistakes. Charles Oliveira is not, based on what we've seen with Mateusz Gamrot, we've seen Mateusz Gamrot's wrestling, and we know he's very, very dominant with that wrestling. But Charles Oliveira doesn't care because he knows how dangerous he is on his back. He knows how dangerous he is when you shoot in on him, on your neck. If he's on your neck, he's on your back, he's on your leg, he's on your ankles. Charles Oliveira is ultra dangerous there. That's why he has the most finishes in the company's history. So I do think this is a very, very dangerous fight, but I think the way that he does fight, because Mateusz Gamrot seems to kind of shy a little bit away from the striking, and he seems to really dial in on taking you down and controlling you and potentially looking to finish the fight down there on the ground. So I like this fight. I think it's very intriguing.
Charlie Olive's obviously, the man's awesome. He most submissions, most bonuses, most finishes, all that stuff. However, did just get flatlined by Ilia Topuria. No spring chicken, a lot of fights. These are just facts. He's had, I think it's something like 50 MMA fights or whatever. At some point, that starts to add up. Mateusz Gamrot is taking it on short notice. He will probably go for the takedown with the head on the outside single, and he will be in Charles Oliveira's world because he is the submission king. Who wins it?